I'm going to be sharing with you in this video how to stop fearing fear to become an epic divine creator of your reality. Because here's the thing is that not only are a lot of us in society afraid to step into what we really want to create, we're afraid of being afraid. We're afraid to feel our emotions. We're afraid to be afraid. But the funny thing is that if you stop fearing fear itself, if you stop being afraid of being afraid, the fear stops controlling you. You stop being controlled by outside forces. You start to take your sovereignty and your power back. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you exactly how to do this. So if you're new to this channel, what I want you to do is I want you to hit that subscribe button. I want you to hit that notification bell because I do post a new video every single day. Also, if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, hit the link that's in the description box of this video to apply for a free consultation. It's also going to be in the comments of this video as well. So this is going to be how to stop fearing fear once again to become an epic divine creator of your reality. So number one, the first thing that I want to share with you in terms of how to step into this energy is to stop reacting to triggers in your life. It's one thing to be triggered, right? It's one thing to have an emotion. Emotions are a part of the human experience, right? And to resist our emotions, to resist resistance, creates stuckness in the energy field. We get stuck, we stagnate, right? Nothing actually changes in the way that we want to see. Because here's how most people operate in society, unfortunately, as a trigger comes up, they react to the trigger, then they push it away, say, I don't want to feel this, and then go back into their small, tiny little reality, which has nothing to do with being an epic divine creator, creating extremely similar experiences over and over and over and over. Now, all of this can be completely avoided if you get out of the mental paradigm that actually emotions are bad. See, I struggled with this for the longest time, even a couple months ago, even in recent times before I had another powerful awakening. And I had these awakenings in the past, but if you're anything like me in terms of what's happening right now, you might be having a stronger energy coming in where it is futile. I don't know why I said futile like that, but it's futile to resist your emotions. There's just no point. There's no point, because resisting the emotions is to resist the natural progression of what is literally meant to happen in your life. So the first solution to this problem, to stop reacting to your emotions, is quite literally to just do that, to stop reacting to triggers. Stop seeing your emotions as bad. Right? Because that's the thing. The only reason why we push emotions away is because we have a mental paradigm that emotions to begin with are bad, or we shouldn't be feeling them. And I'm going to tell you right now, it doesn't matter what your line of reasoning is, whether it's a spiritual belief, whether it's a religious belief, whether it's any kind of idea in your mind. It doesn't matter what it is in terms of why you can't feel your emotions and observe and not attach to the fear in your life. It doesn't matter what your idea is. If you're honest with yourself, if you're really honest with yourself, that mental paradigm is holding you back from feeling peace, from being connected to who you really are, and also to manifesting your dreams, because you cannot experience real change if you do not truly accept the entire isness of what is happening in this present moment. True change first starts with a deep acceptance of what is. If you reject something in reality in terms of what is happening, and you say what is should not be the case, what you're going to do is you're going to persist something in your experience, because what you resist actually persists, okay? And energy flows where attention goes. Now, if you're unconsciously resisting something and you're pushing it away, you're going to be feeding energy to that current reality that you're in, trying to get rid of it, because you don't want it. You're giving it all this energy because you're afraid to feel the fear in your life. Does that make sense? Leave a comment down below if that makes sense. When I realized this, my reality completely changed. My health increased, my finances increased, my relationships started to have much more, had a much deeper connection. I started to feel much more connected to life. I started to feel less drained, because when I'm pushing away the fear, actually that energy that I'm pushing away is very healing. Okay, it's very healing to allow yourself to feel everything that's happening in this present moment. But when we get lost in some spiritual ideas or ideas about life in terms of any kind of topic, in terms of why we can't feel, we stop ourselves from healing. Have you ever heard the only way to heal, is to heal? If you want to heal it, you have to feel it. And if you if you continually resist your emotions, you're going to create more of that in your life, the thing that you do not want to be experiencing. So the solution to this problem is to stop reacting to your triggers. Just stop it, right? If you experience a trigger, you see there's a consciousness within you where you can simply observe that trigger and not react to it. And if there's any reactivity, don't even react to that either, right? Don't react to the reaction. The reaction happens, don't react to that reaction, simply observe it and then let the emotion be there. Eckhart Tolle calls this the pain body, but you have to be with this pain body. And another solution that I have for you as well is not even to see a trigger as a trigger. But we'll get to that in a second. I'll save that for the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. Now, the second thing that I want to share with you in terms of, actually I'm going to share it with you right now. The second thing that I want to share with you in terms of how to stop feeling fear to become an epic divine creator of your reality, number 2, is to get excited about the triggers / emotions. Get excited, right? Because here's the thing. If you're not getting excited about the triggers, you're basically comfortable. That's what's happening, is you're comfortable. You're okay and you're content, not in a good way. I don't mean content and true unconditional acceptance. I mean conditional contentness, conditional acceptance, where you've tolerated a reality you do not prefer for so long, you've basically given up on moving your energy forward and you've chosen to stay stuck. Now, I'm not saying this is you. I don't mean to attack you and blame you, whoever is watching this, and say that you are in this energy. But I'll tell you, I used to be in this energy a lot. And of course, I may still fall into this energy. This is why I have support systems and people helping me. And also I have certain practices to make sure that I stay in check with my energy and don't fall into certain patterns, just doing the same thing again. Now, it's not even about the practices, and it's not about the external support systems. It's really about your commitment to not resisting fear any longer, because you don't want to get lost in habits. Having a practice can also be done in a habitual way that can also keep you in fear, ironically, as well, but we'll save that for another video. Now, the key here is to get excited about your triggers, because if a trigger happens and if an emotion happens, you want to start to redefine this and say that, you know what, this means whatever you want it to mean. But really what I'm going to tell you it means, and what I've seen it to be the case in my own experience, is that what it means is that you are allowing more downloads, more consciousness, more love, more abundance, more gratitude to come into your life. Because on the other side of that fear is an intense feeling of gratitude and unconditional love and peace. But when we push away our emotions, we block all of that, right? So I encourage you to stop reacting to triggers, stop pushing away your negative emotions, and start to actually invite them in. Don't be consciously looking for it. Just do what you love, follow your excitement, what you actually want. And if a trigger comes up and something comes up, just get excited about that. Start to redefine your emotions as if something happens that, triggers you, that should be an exciting experience, because you know that you're about to shift into a new reality. Things are about to change. If you really move through an emotion fully, what you'll find is that on the other side of that, you are no longer the same person. You're no longer the same person. You're never the same person. Every single second, we're actually recreating ourselves and becoming a new individual every single moment, right? Even science has proven that the cells and the DNA that you have, the cells in your body, like if you look at your cells in terms of who you were 7 years ago or a couple years ago or even a couple minutes ago, the cells are continually recreating themselves. So quite literally, that person you were 7 years ago, for example, I'm just going to give a long time frame for the purposes of communication, the cells in terms of who you were 7 years ago in comparison to who you are now, you have a completely new set of cells in your body, right? You're a completely new person. Now the question is, are you creating yourself into the same kind of person that seemingly is very similar to who you were 7 years ago, for example, or are you changing into something new? Now, when we block our emotions, when we block the natural flow of consciousness and energy and gratitude and abundance and unconditional love, what happens is that we stop becoming new people. We create the same thing again and again. So what you'll notice once again is that if you get excited about your triggers, if you start to step into the emotion a little bit more, lean into that anxiety, lean into that fear, you'll start to notice that you can get excited about that because you know that you're about to shift into a whole new version of who you are. Now, the third and final thing that I want to share with you is quite simply to stop seeing fear, the emotion of fear, the emotion of what you are calling bad right now, or this is fear, to stop even seeing it as fear. Because that reactivity, sometimes we call it fear, we call it bad, you call it something, you call it, you label it, you throw a name on it. What if you were to stop calling it bad? What if you were to stop calling it fear? What if you were to stop calling it something and just simply allow it to be what it actually is? And if you want to call it anything, why not give it an interpretation that actually resonates for you? So personally for me, what I used to think was fear, what I used to call fear, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm feeling scared. Now I see it in a totally different way. I see my fear as gratitude. And that might sound a little bit confusing. It's like, well, what do you mean? But actually, I used to have it backwards. What I thought was fear was actually gratitude and abundance. And when I was actually in fear, it was me blocking all that gratitude and all that abundance in my life. And now that I see that I don't have to resist my emotions, I'm seeing that gratitude and abundance is actually our natural state of being, because we stop resisting the fear, we stop resisting the emotions. And then immediately when you step into this space, that fear that you previously called bad, that I shouldn't be experiencing this, why is this happening to me? And then you push it away and go back into your small little reality of the same things happening again. Now you invite in that fear, you invite in that emotion, and then you actually stop seeing it as fear, realizing that before you were in fear. To push away fear is fear. To invite the fear in is not fear. I'm going to say that one more time. To push away the fear means you're living into your fears. To invite in the fear, paradoxically and counterintuitively, is to not live in fear and to conquer that fear once and for all, and seeing that experiencing the moment is where the magic happens, where your freedom lies. Because in this moment is the only moment that can exist, is the only moment that there is. And we push away fear, thinking that we're gonna not experience whatever we're scared of experiencing. Actually, quite usually the opposite happens, and we live into the thing that we're scared of happening that we push away. So for example, if you're pushing away fear because you're scared of something happening, that thing that you're scared of happening, usually you live into that because you're in fear of fear itself. When you're in fear of fear, you live into the thing that you're afraid of happening, and it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. What is a self-fulfilling prophecy? It's when you think that you're solving your problems and you're avoiding something, when you're living into the thing that you're avoiding because you're giving it energy. So you're giving the thing that you don't want all this energy because you're afraid of fear. And I'm going to tell you, until you face the emotion, until you feel the emotion, you will keep creating that self-fulfilling prophecy. Unfortunately, I experienced this, and many people on the planet do. But the solution and the good news is that if you stop fearing fear, you'll become an epic divine creator of your reality once again, and you will start to see amazing and epic changes in your life. And with that, I conclude this video. Once again, if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, hit the link that's in the description box of this video to apply for a free consultation. It's also going to be in the comments of this video as well. Also, please hit that like button for me so that more people can get access to this content, because I do believe that every single person on this planet does deserve to know that they are epic divine creators of their reality, and that they can manifest the reality and do so in the most effortless and easeful way possible. And hitting that like button does help the YouTube algorithm push the videos out to more people, and that would be greatly appreciated. As always, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video.